Good evening, welcome back. We've got ourselves game number 2 of the best of 3 that we will decide which one of these two teams will be joining Power Rangers in the grand finals, or which of these two teams will be stuck on 3rd place for the Yardwide Festival, because that is what you are watching, the Yardwide Festival loser bracket finals, and we've got 0Respect taking on Relax. It is, as I said, a best of 3, and I also said that this was already the 2nd game. Relax, you are doing fine, is 1 game up at the moment, and it will be 0Respect's duty to try and make it to a 3rd game. So force out that 3rd game and then try to win 2 in a row. As I will be joined once again by G-Advance. G-Advance, welcome back.
Sup?
What's up,
okay.
Indeed. Yeah, that's
alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can't load apparently.
No, it happens. Yeah, it happens. So we have good Relax on the Radiant side for this team. I mean, draft or not, I mean, I can already, I love my overlay. I just, you know, so there's already a drafting overlay, so we can already talk about the teams, and nobody will see that we are loading in once again, or at least attempting to, as it is actually, unfortunately, the same admin that forces us to reload every single time. But,
I almost feel bad for him, right? Like, he's done a pretty good job of adminning, other than the fact that his computer is, like,
yeah, and
pretty terrible. And
not just, like, it's not just today, it's been happening a lot.
Yeah, it happened when I was doing some of the other games solo, and it happened when I was with you as well before, so, yeah. I've seen this guy not load a fair few times.
Poor guy.
He's at least connected.
Yeah, right now, I mean, the 2nd load normally goes flawlessly. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like he has to load twice for it to make sure that it happens or something. But we just saw, of course, the 1st game for 0Respect and Relax. And in the laning stage, 0Respect had all control. But the moment that was over, they kind of stopped, like, they didn't really know what to do. And then, of course, Relax came in and they took over control and they kind of never really let it go. So what is the thing that you would like to see differently from both Relax and 0Respect? Because obviously, even though Relax won, they still lost the laning phase quite heavily. Do you think they're going to do something with that? Like, are they going to try to do something different for them?
They can try to do something different about that, but, you know, never change a winning formula, I sometimes say. Obviously, you know, maybe that's not always true about Dota, especially because draft can change drastically, but I think 0Respect, they need to basically look at the way they tried to control the map, because as soon as that laning stage ended, they sat on their own side of the river. They killed all the tier 1 towers, and then they sat on their own side of the river with a Luna. You may as well go push, you may as well go take some towers, put some aggression on, put wards in the enemy jungle, you know, really try and constrict the amount of room that Relax can actually work with, because Relax were able to work with the same amount of room in the last game as 0Respect had, despite the fact that they should have lost all of that extra room. They should have lost control of their jungle, basically, within the first sort of 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. It's so far, though. I mean, Relax, they ban out the Venomancer, which was actually the first pickup for 0Respect. But they haven't really done it, like, they haven't really banned anything different out. I mean, Invoker was one of their bans as well. We also see 0Respect actually giving respect to the Clockwork that was the first pickup for Relax in the previous game. They banned it out, so Shekla will have to play something else. But because they banned that one out, yeah, Relax picked up a hero that actually was banned out in the previous game. Ancient Apparition, first pick.
Yeah, Ancient Apparition, a hero who's actually been seeing a lot more play recently, and I really like that because I think the hero had been underrated for a very long time. He does require a lot of levels, though. He requires a ton of levels, because you need your level 16 on your Ice Blast, and all your other skills as well are kind of... You wish you could max them all first, right? Like, they're all brilliant, and especially in coordination with the rest of your team. Yeah. He's a very team-based hero. He needs to work with somebody else. So it does kind of give away a little bit what Relax need to do, because they need to get somebody else to work with him, but otherwise, solid first pick. Yeah,
and there's a lot of heroes that work well with Ancient Apparition as well. As we have seen him on numerous of occasions, including Relax was playing against him yesterday in one of the games against the Vengeful Spirit carry, and the combination that Power Rangers at that point had, together with the Ancient Apparition, was actually Maledict.
Maledicts.
Yeah.
That's a really weird one, but I kind of get where they're going with it.
The
how
cold
did they
feet.
lock them
I
down
mean, the
for
chilling
that long?
touch and cold feet. A lot of damage coming out. Add a maledict to that, and you know that maledict curse is gonna be very, very scary.
That definitely has a lot of damage potential. The issue with it is very unreliable. That's one of the biggest issues with picking up a Witch Doctor, right? Is his stun is either going to pick you're either going to find two heroes together and stun them for like 8 seconds. I think the essential duration that you put out there is like 8 seconds of stun, or you're going to find one person, stun them for a second, and it does nothing, or you're going to find a person in a creep wave, and then you have no idea how much you're going to stun them, other than you can guarantee 1 second of stun, right? So the hero is very unreliable. They pick up something much more reliable, and something that worked for them last game is Earthshaker. Yeah. I like this.
I like this a lot as well. We saw him, of course, on a safe tri lane in previous game, but again, we mentioned it in the previous game, he's a very versatile support for early on. He can do a lot of gimmicky stuff as well, so yeah, he just fits. He created a lot of created a lot of control, I want to say, actually, for them as well. As although right now, 0Respect already shows so much more control with the heroes that they've picked up so far. Both Bane and Mirana, of course, able to have good positioning with leaps. And of course, Arrow, Nightmare, Fiendscript, it's all there. Already triple the amount of disable as they had previous game, which I really like to see.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, drafting going pretty well for them so far, and 0Respect picking up a hero who they basically relied on a lot in this tournament. I don't think it's unfair to say that they've used Mirana a lot. They've used a ton of Mirana during the tournament, so picking up a Mirana-Bane combo, there's nothing wrong with that. It's always going to be very useful. It's very reliable. There's only a few heroes who can really stop you from getting off that combo. Things like Nature's Prophet, where you can... Or an Invoker, for instance, where you can use your summons to actually block the arrow. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, you get slept, you get arrowed, you die. That's pretty much it.
That's what it comes down to, yeah. As a 0Respect is actually taking a very long time to think about their next pickup. They're taking in heavily into their bonus time. And that actually worries me, kinda, because it means, like, you know, you have a plan for Mirana Bane, great. But they don't really have a plan yet for the rest. They know that this works for them, but they didn't really think further than that, apparently. Maybe kind of thrown off guard by the Age Deprivation or Shaker combination, but they shouldn't be, because, I mean, we've seen those. They actually pick up the Dazzle themselves. I like this. Against Age Deprivation, especially. If there's a... Well, if you get hit by the Ice Blast, you might be able to save someone with the Grave.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to do, but you can definitely do it. You have to get them when they're at the very lowest HP. Yeah. You can't use it too early. But yeah, smart combination for them. Gives them some, you know, good minus armor and some good physical damage as well from all of his spells, because they're all physical damage spells, which is a little bit nice considering this hero's like Ancient Apparition on the field, who has terrible base armor, I believe. I'm pretty sure he has like 0 or 1 base armor, but... Yeah, for the moment, I think you're right, is that they maybe didn't have a plan for the rest of their heroes, but picking up a Dazzle now, maybe they have more of a plan with that, because it's generally a combo hero.
Yeah, it is. Though they have run Mirana a lot in the aggressive tri-lane as well. Dazzle, Bane, Mirana, it could be an aggressive tri-lane. Dazzle is overall a hero that can harass very decently as well. His poison is pretty strong for initiation if there is indeed a hero that doesn't have a natural escape mechanism, which none of these heroes do, but... Now they reveal a bit more. They pick up the Life Stealer, so it looks like we're not going to see Joral play Mirana, but a Joral Life Stealer, maybe Mirana for Funzy, or Life Stealer for Wiz. There are some options there, of course, but yeah, they have made up their mind after using their bonus time for the Dazzle. They have a plan. They have a plan.
They have a plan. I want to see them pick up a mobile hero on their side now, because otherwise the Lifestealer could struggle actually getting to people. Mirana. There's already an Earthshaker to block people off. Yeah, but Mirana, you don't want to really leap in unless you're winning the fight pretty hard. And, you know, maybe another Storm Spirit for them. Although it went pretty badly last game, it's great versus Nature's Prophet. One of the best heroes to dealing with that hero, which is what Relax have picked up.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet, indeed, there it is. It's a solid pickup. I mean, Shaklo plays a decent Nature's Prophet. The first time I saw Shaklo in professional matches, He played Nature's Prophet in a couple of games in a row, and I think he gave first blood on all the time on it, but he still won all the matches, so something to keep in mind. But yeah, his clockwork is banned out, so he needed to play something else. Of course, there was also still a Timbersaw in the pool, but I like Nature's Prophet more, especially combined up with Ancient Apparition global possibilities there. And the pushing power that Luna offers.
For the moment, it makes more sense to pick up a Nature's Prophet here, because they have that potential for very fast pushes, as well as being able to bring him in to help with the fights with the AA and the Earthshaker. And actually, Nature's Prophet, Ancient Apparition is a great combo, because not only is the Nature's Prophet able to throw around the treants all over the place, you can put them very deep so they can get more vision on the map and maybe get the chance for Ancient Apparition snipes, but if the Ancient Apparition snipe just doesn't get someone, he can TP on top of them. So I like the combo so far that they've gone for. It's very standard, though, on the side of Relax, and the last game they went for a pretty unusual draft, and that worked well for them. So, maybe as long as they can play multiple different styles, I think this will work.
Yeah, I think your headset fell off halfway through your head.
Yeah, I accidentally knocked my mic. I was doing, when you talk sometimes, you move your hands around.
Nobody can see you, but it doesn't matter. You move your hands anyway.
It just doesn't make any sense, so apologies for just, punching a microphone.
And we still hear you, so it is fine. So we have now a Bear Rider selected for 0Respect. What are your expectations for their lanes right now?
I think they might run dual lanes or put the Lifestealer on the solo safe lane. Because Lifestealer can do pretty well versus a Nature's Prophet. No matter how much harass you put out on him, he's not going to die to the Nature's Prophet at the very least. Especially not if he gets Quelling Blade, or if he has enough tangos, then he can always get out of the Sprout, but Batrider probably going to go onto the middle lane. They could run him in the jungle, but I've seen Batrider, that was kind of an old school thing, and despite the fact that Batrider's laning was actually nerfed, since I've seen him being played more recently, he's always been on the middle lane. So maybe it's probably just a trend thing. I mean, pros talk about this all the time. It's like, why isn't this hero picked? It's trends. It's just trends. If you don't practice a hero all the time, you don't want to play him in a professional match where it means a lot.
True. But they have a lot of options in terms of laning. I have to say I'm not sure. I'm now thinking maybe aggressive trialing with Mirana, Lifestealer solo safe Batrider mid, but it might as well be Batrider off lane, Mirana mid lane, and a safe trialing with a Lifestealer. A lot will depend on what Relax picks up in their last pick, as they have yet to reveal their most likely mid hero. And I guess maybe from their mid-hero pick, we'll also find out what they are expecting to be up against, as they actually pick up one of the more safest heroes that you can think of for the mid lane, Dragon Knight.
If in doubt, pick Dragon Knight.
Yes.
I love that. I love how Dragon Knight, no matter what, it's been the safest pick for the longest time, and it's one of my favorite heroes, so I get to see it all the time. Even if some people accuse him being boring, but he's a knight that turns into a dragon, right? What's not cool about that?
Yeah, it is a pretty cool thing. I guess that it would attract.
He also doesn't do anything other than push mid, so I guess he's pretty boring. I will admit that.
But you were absolutely right though when saying, when in doubt, pick Dragon Knight, because Dragon Knight can lane well against any one of these people, any one of these heroes for 0Respect. It looks like we are going to have Batrider on the off lane, and with the Lifestealer played by Funzy right now, I am just gonna not try and put the put the heroes on the right places on the minimap, because this could be anything at the moment. By the way, one thing that I wanted to ask, and I'll try to refrain myself from actually going in and check. Did the bounties get given, the offerings?
What do you mean? The make offering thing? Nope, still ain't got it. I still haven't got it.
Because the overlay thingy, it now completely disappeared. The Chinese overlay. The hot skin thing.
Where's my offering? I need my stuff. I want to get fat mythicals. One of my mates put in nothing and just got a load of mythicals. He put in 3 commons and got out a bunch of mythicals. I was the most upset. Yeah, in the first the first roll through, but the second roll through still hasn't come. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
maybe it has. I could tab out.
Wouldn't you be curious right now? We have a lot of people inside the Dire jungle, or Radiant jungle actually, but they're from the Dire team. They have some aggressive warding. I like that they spend a sentry ward to make sure that there's no creeps coming and no observer, because of course you only have 2 observers. But they have actually switched heroes again. So even though we saw Funzy picking up the Lifestealer at first, we now see Joral playing the Lifestealer. So let's go over the heroes, as we have got, of course, the second game of this best of 3 for the Artwhite Festival for the loser bracket finals. Winner of this team will move on to the grand finals, while the losers will take 3rd place in the tournament. Also nothing to be ashamed of, but of course you rather want to be in that finals. Joral will be the Lifestealer, as mentioned. He will actually get some support. Hugo will play the Dazzle this game on the bottom lane. Aggressive trial lane will be completed by Creo J, sitting here with the Haste Rune, and not sure where he's going to go with this, but he is going to be supporting the Lifestealer as well. Middle lane will be Funzy on the Marana, so that will be the hero that the Dragon Knight will be up against. And then last but not least, it is Wiz playing the Bat Rider on the solo safe lane. And I just remembered I traded the Enduring Cold Staff away because I needed the TA hair to craft some stupid recipe for a stupid courier. But it's actually looking really cool.
What did you trade away?
The staff that Nature's Prophet is holding on to.
What, the big weird crab claw thing?
It's a horse, dude.
Is it? Oh, it's a horse. All right, I've offended some item maker somewhere right now.
Yeah.
Oh well. Either way,
it's
though.
It's an enduring colt. A colt is a horse.
Okay, that actually makes sense because colt is horse. I was really
nice.
confused as to what it meant.
Oh. Well, Funzy has already laid down some aggression. In the meantime, bottom lane, a Nightmare went on. They want to try to take down this Ancient Apparition or the Dazzle. Either would be fine. Dazzle. What a mistake. What a mistake. Did you see that? There is actually going to be a second kill. So it's 1-on-1. But Dazzle is the first one to die. And he tried to eat a tango. But instead, he placed a ward. That's the second observer ward for Relax. Nightmare being set up. Perhaps they can take down the Luna. Did they have the damage? The open wounds come out. There's no brain step or anything. But the right click should be enough. Tanking the towers. Why not? Second kill going the way of Joral. They did not get the first blood. But they do get 2 kills out of that. Which is pretty nice. But that's a really interesting word. I actually think it's not even that bad. Actually, it is. Okay.
It's pretty bad. I don't know about that.
Right now, I'd say eat that other tree and you get yourself some extra vision. Because right now, it's not doing anything. Never mind that.
It's not going to do anything either way. That's what it is. 75 gold?
Can you eat this extra tree and then actually see this part?
Yeah, but you could just walk there. You don't need to see that part. It's not in a part of the lane that matters.
I'm trying to find the silver lining. Let me be.
If you're worried about, what's there, you're probably underneath the enemy tower anyway. So it probably doesn't matter too much.
No, but then you can see if people are teleporting in or something. I don't know.
You probably can see that, but
yeah.
I mean, there's already a Nature's Prophet and a Dragon Knight, so Dragon Knight's not going to TP in, and Nature's Prophet is going to TP in anyway. So you already know what's going to happen. You don't need to have a ward seeing the tower because Nature's Prophet's going to be behind you.
Maybe. You have to think of the bright sides of things. I don't think Hugo would have lived anyway, though. He would have died even if he did eat the tango.
He was just trying to extend the amount of time that he had in there.
They're going to go in again. 3 different targets. They try to go on the Luna right now. The brain step coming out as well. Is there enough damage? No, there is not. But there was a Nightmare on Dread, making sure he, of course, could not Fissure, which he still did. The poison came off on the Ancient Apparition and the open wounds on the Luna, who they decided on. Do you think the poison should have been on the Luna as well? Because I think maybe that would have... Oh, Fissure coming out. Bane might be in some trouble. No mana for him. Hugo has only picked up the heal. No grave, and that will be a kill going the way of the Earthshaker. They do get an Earthshaker in return for that. Joral actually gets it. Now with the open wounds. Ancient Apparition and Hugo, he's got another poison in a couple of seconds. He could just land it and get maybe the kill. He lands a poison on the Luna though. Walks away from the cold feet while Luna is in trouble. One more hit. Joral with a double kill. Goes back in on the Ancient Apparition who is still around. One more hit. Is Joral going to get a triple kill out of this one? It looks like he is. No, denied. Hugo takes it. Nonetheless though, they clean out that entire trial lane on the cost of a Bane.
Well worth it for them, and they're definitely doing absolute work. And the only issue for this tri-lane is, you talked about it a little bit there, they're not focusing down targets, and that's because they actually have terrible focus fire. As Hero's Bane doesn't really want to use his Brain Sap until he's got more points in it, because it's so expensive mana-wise, and he doesn't have a great mana pool early, and A Dazzle, not a great focus fire hero, much more about sort of being able to help his allies do what they can. So it's pretty much the Lifestealer doing all the damage in this tri-lane here, and the rest just sort of adding control, but otherwise working pretty well for them.
Yeah, did I, by the way, give you time yet for introducing the Relax? Because I'm not sure.
No, we didn't get enough time because everybody started murdering each other.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It is going to be... It's going to be fuck off. He's picking up the Luna, probably wants the enemy team to do that right now because he's struggling to farm the supports for the team, though. It's going to be DX on the Ancient Apparition, as well as the Earthshaker on Dread. Although he's actually being caught out here a little bit, so I'll let it go over to you. But Nature's Prophet's coming in the back.
Yeah, maybe Creo is in some trouble. Dread will still go down, but at least they get a support in return. And perhaps Doral, the Cold Feet, they will proc with that Sprout coming out. Double kill going the way of the Luna with their pretty mount. Dragon Tail coming out as Dragonite comes in with a double damage rune. Wants to go for the Dazzle, who still doesn't have a Grave, who actually went into level 5 without having the Grave. I do not agree with that build. Take 1 point out of Shadow Wave, put it in the Grave.
You need multiple points in Grave, really, because its range at level 1 is awful. Yeah. It's one of the biggest issues with it, is that Dazzle doesn't particularly want to be in the front lines of the fight, but he kind of has to be, because otherwise you can't use Grave, and... Well, I mean, he's getting these... These are aggressive skills, right? These are to allow the team to try and get the kills, because the Lifestealer is going to be running right up to people, so Shadow Wave can do damage as well as keep the Lifestealer alive, and Poison Touch can help slow them down. But yeah. It also means that they die really easily.
Hugo, why are you here? Why are you here? Well, he's going to be okay. A-okay. But yeah, like... Even if you choose to not level the Grave up to max, like, I agree that range is super important. But even if you know, decide for yourself, okay, I do not care that much about that, you still would have to... You want still at least one level. Oh, Ancient Apparition, you're so dead. You're so gone. Nice kill. Pretty straightforward, to be honest.
Yeah, just a little bit of odd positioning, really, that he was actually there. I think they were trying to try and gank mid, but now actually Fuck Off's really screwed here.
Alright, Poton is Eclipse, so perhaps he can get a kill, but the heal comes out, and Luna dies before she can pick up the kill on the experience. Hugo might still be in some trouble, getting sprouted up, now has the Grave. Will now keep himself alive. Perhaps Dread can get a return kill. Hugo trying to dodge Dread. Dread, he does not have mana for anything. Hugo will live. Dread will probably die if Joral has his way with him, which is looking to be the case. In comes the Infest into a creep. Dread still goes down to the creeps. Killed by a neutral for Dazzle, by the way. Denied himself, which is pretty strong. Leap forward. Funzy showing his face, but so does Tamar Wild. Goes for the Dragon Tail. Joral raging himself out of this. This is the core. Battle of the cores. In comes the support, though. Ruin the party. Nightmare up on the Luna and Feeble up on the Dragonite. Very nicely done for him. It should be buying enough time. No, it doesn't. Doesn't buy enough time for Luna to get out. But, a nice attempt from the Bane anyways. Lifestealer gets out alive, which is very important. He is doing really well. Joral is, that is.
I was just going to point that out. This Lifestealer is going to be so fat compared to everybody else on the side of Relax, other than perhaps the Nature's Prophet, who's actually going up into the top lane, but they're going to bring in a TP from Hugo here. He's going to save him.
Yeah, the Grave comes out as well, and comes the slow. Perhaps still some trouble for Batrider. He doesn't have any bottle charges, but there is no mana on the Earthshaker. He will actually live. Nature's Prophet does have a TP, could go there, but has to be careful for himself because he is taking quite a lot of beating. Dread tries to at least make sure that they chase him rather than the Nature's Prophet, so Nature's Prophet will live and actually will still teleport onto the high ground, trying to find the positioning. He has got his Wrath of Nature! Is it gonna catch him? He walks out of vision! It doesn't catch him.
That was pretty close there. He maybe wanted to even cast the Wrath of Nature before he TP'd. It was pretty... That was a long shot, to be honest. He didn't know exactly where Wiz is going to be, and Wiz can get out of range of him pretty easily with Firefly.
Yeah. Well, that was Wiz's lucky day, I guess. Lived through it all. 0Respect still having the favor of all the kills, but it is a bloodbath, to be honest. And right now, the only thing that's kind of setting this game apart for the two teams is a Luna versus Lifestealer, which Lifestealer is winning. However, Luna is not that far behind anymore. As the smoke was up, Batrider looking for something as well. He might not have a Blink Dagger, but the Nightmare will set things up for him. Open wounds coming out. Flame Break not even needed, doesn't even reach the target. Luna will die. Teleport out from Ancient Apparition. He will not be allowed to do so. Lassie will stop him. 2 kills, very secure. 0Respect, definitely ahead in this game after those 2 pickoffs.
Did you just say very secure? Like Doge or something there?
What?
I swear you did. You know that the terrible Doge meme? It's where you said very secure, which is
I
like,
don't know the meme.
Radiant's
oh,
bottom
But I might
okay.
have said very
That's
secure.
that's good for you, honestly. It's probably one of the most annoying things ever.
structures are
but-
I don't want to be the one that says memes all the time. So hereby,
No.
just solid play.
Nobody wants to be that.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, Bane
Much
actually
solid,
gets
very
rich.
play.
Solid, very strong. Sorry.
Okay.
Blink dagger
But-
up for Batrider. And we have a tower takedown on the mid lane. Nicely done. That's of course something that you already pointed out. Dragon Knight, push fast. And he takes a tier 1 tower for it as well. Actually, Nature's Prophet does because it's a Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much their game plan. Is even if Zero Respect can do some serious damage to them, which is what they're doing. Their Lifestealer has basically been putting the hurt onto onto the Luna early, who it looks like is trying to get back with a Midas. I'm a little bit worried about doing that. I mean, if you want to get a farming item on Luna, why not just get a Helm of the Dominator? But yeah, the side of Relax, they just group up, they take a tower mid. They can probably go for the one top soon because there's 19 people bottom all the times, and they just want to avoid that lane at this point, really.
Yeah. First Hand of Midas is already up. Nature's Prophet gets one. Yeah, Luna with the Hand of Midas there as well. So it's tricky though because they are now laying a lot of pressure on the combination of the Dragon Knight, the AA, and the Earthshaker. And yes, they are great turtle heroes, but 0Respect is playing really aggressive this game. Funzy is pretty firm as well.
enemy
Sitting at
jungle.
1900 gold. Luna could just also... I guess a Hand of Midas is needed because like she doesn't have any space to farm. This is something that 0Respect is doing a lot better than previous game, where after the laning stage, which they won as well, I mean we can say that they have won this laning stage as well, they took down the tier 1 tower on the safe lane of Relax, and after that let the jungle be. But right now, they're actually taking control of the Radiant jungle as well. And continue on with their pressure, which is something that is really needed, because that was one of the things that they lacked previous game. Though they do lose their own tier 1 top, as Dragon Knight and Nature's Prophet are at it again.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Relax need to be doing. They're avoiding fights, they're just avoiding going anywhere near the side of 0Respect right now, because 0Respect are so much stronger. Heroes like Lifestealer, I mean, this game, Lifestealer is absolutely perfect. Nobody can really touch him. And with the Dazzle helping support as well, they're able to just take control of the enemy jungle. They've been in there for a couple of minutes, but Relax, they've already taken the tier 1 mid, they've gone up and taken the tier 1 bottom. Maybe now they'll be working towards and having enough gold to actually take a fight, but the difference in Luna and Lifestealer's farm is already pretty substantial, and Lifestealer are a much better hero at this stage of the game. They're relying on their Dragon Knight, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Oh, Fisher into an AA ult. Leap is still there. Funzy will be fine, same as Hugo. They did reveal that they have a ward there, and actually now he's going to cancel that teleport. Smart choice. I like the sentry ward behind the tower from Relax a lot. We already saw that 0Respect used that Moonlight Shadow, didn't do anything with it, but potential was of course there to come in from behind and take a fight. But with those sentry wards there, they're preparing. They're making sure that 0Respect, even though they have got the superior control right now, they cannot make a move, because you kind of can't run in head first at a team that has an Earthshaker. There's just no way. There's going to be a Fisher and everybody will be stopped, and there's time for Relax to either back off or recuperate and go back in with a superior positioning.
Exactly. Outside of the Lifestealer, everybody's very vulnerable to the supports as well as the solo mid damage that they have, and that's exactly it. Hugo in the jungle runs up onto the high ground and is dead.
Yeah, Funzy gets a Dragon Tail as well, with Nature's Prophet teleporting in. No way for him to survive that. They might have gotten the Earthshaker on the side, which, by the way, still went to the Lifestealer, so yes, he is still doing really well. But they lose 2 heroes, including the Mirana, which, I mean, she has picked up a Yasha, she has picked up FaZe. I still like to see some kind of survivability item, because right now she is the ultimate form of Glass Cannon. But she also needs to be, like, 0Respect later on in this game. They're gonna have issues with the split push coming out from the Nature's Prophet, the farm that Luna will have, because she has got a Midas, and if this game lasts long enough, she will be very, very scary. And they can't afford to get too much behind early on already, so they can't afford to basically give anything away, including giving away Mirana kills, as the gold graph is back to 0, experience graph back to 0, so everything that Relax lost on lanes is already back.
Yeah, something I'd like to see the side of 0Respect do, and this is what they're going to do actually. They're putting the whole team together so Bane can help their Mirana. And they also put this extra armor up onto Jural, and he goes right up to the front. Nobody can stop him.
Oh, Wiz, he already grabbed someone. The tower is already down. They get the Ancient Apparition as well, who was still able to get his ultimate off on 4 people, by the way. So still able to make sure that 0Respect doesn't get anything off the back of that kill. Nonetheless, the tower is dead. They got a kill. Next target, probably bottom tier 1, though we do have Batrider rotating bottom to make sure Prophet cannot do his Nature's Prophet gimmicks and split push. As by the way, he's going for the mechanism for his team. It's been a while since I've seen that.
It's pretty essential, this game. Nobody else is really going to be able to get it other than... I have actually seen maybe occasionally a Dragon Knight mech, but it looks like he's looking for a Shadow Blade this game. He's been saving up gold for a long time. He's just sitting on treads, which is okay because he's Dragon Knight, but actually being gone on.
Wrong side of the map. Fisher comes out, will stop the Fiend's Grip, and it looks like he might be able to actually get away. Ancient Separation comes out, and Joral will actually go down from that one. Nicely done. Maybe they can get something more. TP out by the Bane. Vision is there. TP's out just in time, though. We'll be living through it all. I mean, that's just how tanky the Dragon Knight is, and he actually bought something. What
he bought a full
it?
Shadow Blade.
Ah,
it is a Shadow Blade.
In the career, yeah, you're right. So... yeah, that was actually, I would almost say, a waste for 0Respect. They lost so much. They used their Fiend's Grip. They lost their Lifestealer. And gained nothing in return.
It's a big example of just wasted time, and a big example of just how difficult it is to actually kill Dragon Knight and shut him down. And he's actually going to go up onto the top and secure them another kill there. That's the advantage a Shadow Blade gives. Mirana, not able to get out of there. Dragon Tail, a great initiation spell. Coming out from a Shadow Blade, you can't do anything about it.
I actually think that if she was gonna have something, like if she had the Ogre Club in her inventory already, then perhaps she would have had a chance. But without it, she just... the Fissure and the Dragon Tail Breathe Fire got her already to like 10 health. She was already dead then.
Maybe yeah, she's actually looking to pick up a BKB right now, I think. Maybe Sanjin Yasha, but
BKB,
Sanjin Yasha is a bit rubbish.
I like the BKB, though.
Yeah,
like
BKB, sensible choice this game. I think that's probably their best option, because Lincolns or something like that wouldn't do too much. Maybe you could pick up a drum, but it's not a high-impact item.
Oh, the arrow comes out. The drag is not far enough range to get him into the tower, and the Shadow Blade saves the Dragon Knight. He got picked up in the fading time. Good reactions from the Dragon Knight, to be honest. And that's another ultimate put on cooldown for no kill on the Dragon Knight, though the attempt was there.
Yeah, Dragon Knight is just such a stable pick because he's so difficult to deal with, and he's very adaptable at what he can do. He can be basically an armor sort of pushing hero. In this case, he's actually turned into a ganker for them.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, as they say, creating a lot of space. While Lifestealer is forcing out a lot of teleports, we still have Funzy in a lot of trouble. Dragon Tail comes out already. Now she has already used Leap. Might be able to use her ulti, but will go down before anything else happens. And Hugo try to frantically press the W button on the Mirana, but puts it on himself instead, so that's a grave on cooldown. Dragon Tail coming out on Batrider right now, who is trying to go for a man fight. Still make sure that the Dragon Knight is standing in the flames. Perhaps they can get him. The poison at level 4 actually helps them get him. They also get the Lifestealer as Joral comes in to take care of him. The Dragon Knight finally dies. They used so much on him, though.
Yeah, they absolutely needed to do that, and that's good for them, but... on the side of Relax, this Luna, when was the last time you saw her in a fight? It's been ages.
Yeah.
She's got a hand of Midas. She's picked up a Morbid Mask and a Yasha as well. She's just going pure farm at this point. That's all she's concerned about, I think. And even a BKB isn't a huge deal for her this game, because most things either go through BKB or you're not going to have enough time to use the BKB. Say if she gets Nightmared, she's already Nightmared at this point, you can't BKB out of it, she'll get hit by an arrow. If she gets initiated on with Fiend's Grip, it goes through BKB. Batrider's ult, the same thing, so I can think it's a pretty sensible choice here.
It is. I like it a lot, and if you compare her form to earlier on, it's pretty damn scary. As Joral's gonna get a Dragon Tail, Fisher will follow up on that one. No rage coming out from him yet, and the Cold Feet might actually pluck the rage still on cooldown, and he'll die. Dazzle actually dies as well, and Nature's Prophet ultimate coming out. Nature's Prophet, who was actually in a tough position on this bottom lane, but managed to make it out alive. Very nicely done from him, teleported home. And it's starting to look a lot like previous game, to be honest. Where 0Respect have a strong laning stage, And then afterwards, they just can't seem to hold it together, as they do get a lasso up on the Nature's Prophet. The Brain Step will be there as well. Should be enough damage to take him down, but Mechanism comes out. We knew he had that one, and that's actually enough to keep him up. Arrow taken by the Luna, though. Mirana coming in from the side. There is still a leap on her as well. Fiend's Grip actually coming out as well. At least the AA ult will miss. 0Respect finally getting something without having to give something away in return. Apart from
yeah, it's worth getting the kill, but they're still going to struggle because as soon as this Luna's back on the field, she's still going to outfarm anybody.
Oh, Moonlight Shadow.
Slashing.
Look at everybody walking together. Jarrell realizes he was in too deep, rages himself out. That Moonlight Shadow was like used aggressively, but they realized they wouldn't win that fight, so used to back off in the end. Good timing.
Yeah,
on the
it's
Moonlight
difficult
Shadow,
it's difficult for them to actually burst down a Lifestealer at this point. Even with Rage off cooldown, he's still got pretty good armor as well as HP. So they decide to just not go for that. I think that's a sensible choice. They don't have to actually worry about being too active. The Dragon Knight's already creating enough space without him dying too much, and if he goes too ham now, it's very possible he could give up some deaths, but he's actually working on a BKB, so safe choice from him.
Yeah, looks like they want to try and take down the Nature's Prophet again. Arrow, cold blank range. Let's see if the Mechanism will save him this time. He still has it. Flame Break comes out. The Mechanism actually helps out as well as the Fisher. Second time in a row. Nature's Prophet walks away as the open wounds hit on a hasted Dragonite, so that won't do anything either. Fiend's Grip is up again in 16 seconds. But nobody of Relax is sticking around. And they're actually pushing middle. Luna is a lot more into fights now as well, or at least close by, let's put it that way. She's not really in the fights, but she is around. So in case it is needed, she can be helpful. She actually is the highest farmed hero on the map right now, together with the Nature's Prophet on her own team as well.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse, because she's a very, very fast farming naturally hero, and has a Hand of Midas as well as that. And she can stay in the jungle forever as well as she wants, because she has a Morbid Mask. She can easily just keep herself sustained.
Yep, Tier 1 tower, last one on the side of 0Respect, looks to be the gathering point for Relax, as all of them are grouping up there. Actually, 0Respect is doing the same thing. Lifestealer, infested in the Bat Rider. Arrow comes in, Ancient Deprivation, almost half health down just because of that. Gets minus armor as well. Starstorm, Mechanism keeps him up though, and Ancient Deprivation ult up on 2! Nice Fisher coming out as well. The Brain Set will keep Bane alive, but we already have 2 dead on the side of 0Respect. They still were able to catch the Luna out, rather. Fiend's Grip up on the Dragonite, but still, the damage, it's not there. Jarrell dies, Echo Slam from Dread, and it's Bane, the one on the run. Fisher will block in Wiz. He doesn't have a Flame Break, he doesn't have a Force Staff until now. Should be allowed to get out from that one, but that was it. Hello?
Again.
Hello! It was me!
Yeah, I lost connection during the middle of that.
Was
it
me.
you?
It was me.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yes.
I'll blame you then, but either way, that fight went about as poorly as you could expect it for 0Respect there, because they were doing, Funzy, goodbye, middle lane.
Yep, I
or
saw
out by
that
the
one.
Dragon Knight AAL again, and this Shadow Blade, that sometimes you really don't want to go for this item on Dragon Knight, but when you do, it's having an absolutely devastating effect on this. They're able to control the entire tempo of the game just from that, but at the very least their Bat Rider and their Lifestealer combo is working.
Yeah, they finally get the Nature's Prophet, which is giving a bonus to the Bat Rider. So an extra 575 gold, which is pretty decent. He already has got the Boots of Travel and the Force Staff and the Blink Dagger, and he hasn't died yet. So, you know, he is doing actually really well. But the kills that they are getting, they're not getting extra space with that, so that might be a bit of a trouble point for them right there, as they just smoked under the vision of the Observer Ward, so that should have been scouted out. But, yeah, first of all, of course, apologies for disconnecting there. Hopefully everything is okay again. Looks like it is. Looks like it should be. If it is not, please let me know in the chat. But 0Respect, how are they going to deal with this? They're going to deal with this by apparently playing aggressive. Dragon Knight, though, he's like, this is going to be the fight for Roshan. It has to be, right?
Yeah, they have to go for this now. One thing I want to talk about is I think 0Respect need to pick up a gem, because they want to initiate a fight with their Bat Rider. Oh, doesn't matter. Hugo caught out.
He is such an important factor for their Roshan with the armor, if they want to try and go for a 5-man-5 fight.
Exactly, any extended fight, they need their Dazzle in it. Not only is the extra armor, but also he's able to do a ton of extra healing in the fight, as long as they aren't all hit by the AA ulti, which so far recently has been what's been doing the most damage to them, is that the AA ulti's just been constantly on point. But 0Respect really need to initiate a fight before that can actually happen. They're trying to now.
Dragon Knight is the target though. Fiend's Grip coming out as well as the arrow damage. Is it enough? It looks like it might be. The mechanism comes out and he is alive for the moment. Still goes down in the end, but at least he makes sure he takes the Bane down with him. Right now, Joral looking for a new target. Gets a bash off. First hit. Ancient Apparition still gets his ult off before he dies though, and that's the main thing right there. Mirana drops from it. Luna tries to make something happen, gets herself a kill, now goes for Hugo. Everybody dies on the side of 0Respect. Triple kill for the Luna that got shut down so hard in the end. At least Fonzie bought back and gets therefore also the extra gold that goes with it. But he is the only one alive, and the only reason for that is that he did buy back. Things are not looking good for 0Respect.
Yeah, I thought, because I didn't notice that Mirana had buyback then, I noticed that the Lifestealer didn't, and I thought that they might lose the game there, because without that kill on the Luna, she kills their racks, and it's only 26 minutes in, she's only going to get bigger. Although, Fonzie, he's going to get caught out here, smart sheepstick.
Yeah, no time for a leap at all. Actually, she leaped, but got fissured mid-leap apparently, but yeah, she just died, bought back, died again. Surprise! Shoxka now has a side of the vice. Oh my god, that rhymes. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
Yeah, well, the patented dieback there coming out from the Mirana. I think that was just a little bit too much like, oh, I've got to go farm. It's like that old mentality of like, I've buybacked, I need to make up my goal, I'll go farm. And actually you can't. He may as well sit in his base or just out, you know, he could maybe get XP from it, but at this point, Mirana's, you know, not badly leveled. She could have just sat back there, but now she's dead for ages, so sad for her, but at the very least, Relax didn't take their racks then, because 0Respect very much could have lost their racks then, and Fonzie actually saved them from that by killing off the Luna.
Yeah, by the way, this Ancient Apparition is also getting a Midas. So even though he is not, like, he didn't get that much farm early on, right? So normally, if an Ancient Apparition is doing really well, you'd see an Aghanims on him. I think he wants to get that as fast as possible and has a Midas to help him with it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's part of the thing with Ancient Apparition is for a support, he needs a fair amount of farm. He can actually sort of do what he does without it, but he's so good with farm for a support. So top lane.
The Dragon Tail comes out, he gets his extra armor, Moonlight Shadow is there also to help, and they actually catch out the Dragon Knight, but he turns on a BKB. Is it going to be enough? The bashes are there, the Fiend's Grip as well. It is Joral that dies first though, and the Dragon Knight still Fiend's Grip, but living through it all, and that is the main thing. The Bane will die, Nature's Prophet will take care of that one. Fonzie tries to run away, gets the Grave to help him get out, but he leaped just in time. The Bouncing Blade's not going to be there anymore, and Mirana lives. Maybe they get themselves an Ancient Apparition, but it looks like the fight might just be about over unless 0Respect wants to throw more lives away, because that is what it could come down to if they jump in again. They got the Earthshaker, but they will lose their tower, they will lose their Lifestealer and the Bane. And actually, they're thinking about going in again, as the Dragon Knight didn't actually back off, gets a Dragon Tail off, and the Bat Rider gets a kill, still gets stunned by the poison. And of course, Bat Rider, or Mirana rather, was able to teleport into the still standing tier 2 tower, got the Ancient Apparition, and then got the hell out of there again. But that was not a worthy trade at all.
No, and this Dragon Knight, honestly, I think this was the absolute perfect pick for this game. He's been really solid, and he's not just been solid as far as a pick, but been solid as a hero. The amount of spells that have been dropped on him within the fights, they practically initiated on him every single fight for the last sort of 10 or so minutes, and every single time he's been totally fine. I mean, earlier, there was a fight really early in the game, he had treads. They initiated on him, they threw Fiend's Grip, they threw everything they had, and he's still living through all of these fights. He's got a BKB and a Shadow Blade. He produces so much for them in this team fights. Throwing out stuns every 9 seconds as well. 0Respect need to try and initiate on someone else, because one thing that DK does have is that he doesn't actually do that much damage at this point. So maybe they need to just ignore him if they can. I mean, it's not easy because he still has a huge effect even when he's in his normal form without BKB, because he could throw out a stun every 9 seconds, right? So Bane is unlikely to get a full duration Fiend's Grip, but they need to maybe kill the Luna or the AA earlier in the fights, because those two do a lot of damage over a long duration fight.
Yeah, it's pretty scary because I mean, is there really a right choice? It's like there's just a choice of like which evil do you want to let live, right? It's basically which evil do you want to be having pounding on you? I don't know which one I would choose. I think Dragonite. Like the thing is, if he doesn't get his BKB off before the Fiend Script actually hits, the arrow, the Starstorm, it still does a lot of damage to him. But once he has that BKB on, there just is not enough damage coming out from Mirana and Lifestealer together. They just don't have enough. And that's their problem.
Yeah, it's one of the typical biggest issues with Mirana is that she doesn't actually scale that great for damage. Even with a lot of damage items, she still kind of needs it, and she's gone BKB.
Fiend Script comes out for the Luna, who will get picked up, but the Dragon is already big and yellow and is trying to do whatever he can. He gets stuck in the lasso though, but Blinken from Dread saving the day with an Echo Slam, a Fisher on 3, and 2 kills, 3 kills going the way of Relax. And this is their moment. They're gonna move forward, seeing if they can get some damage down on that tier 3 tower, because the only 2 that are left alive are the Lifestealer sitting aside the range creep and might actually... Now he'll make it out of there alive, yeah, raging, teleporting out. But Mirana and Lifestealer are the last ones alive. That is a shame. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it was how exactly they needed to start that fight. I said it before, you can't afford to just focus a Dragon Knight every time, especially one who's pretty farmed and has only died twice, so he's got a lot of items, but they initiate on the Luna, they take her out, and then it was all up to Dread there. He came in with the big Echo Slam, did a ton of damage, stunned everybody up.
Fancy! Why are you there? It's caught out by a Dragon Tail and dies, just like that. No buyback for him either, he doesn't have the gold for it. And that's Rex. Hell, it could even be 2 sets of Rex if Relax feel ballsy enough, with Mirana dead for another 50 seconds, especially if there might be 0Respect trying to bait out a fight, which could work against them if they really try to take it, because I don't think they should. If they lose the fight here, it's over.
Yeah, they need to just sit in their base, hold it for now. The worst thing that's going to happen to them here is they try and fight and they just lose the game instantly, because they don't have all 5 heroes up. They're weaker than the side of Relax right now. The best they can hope for is exactly what happened here, which is Relax just back off, and they didn't go for Roshan, which is kind of surprising. Maybe they don't know it's up, although, has anyone even got Roshan this game? I don't remember anyone killing him.
Good point. I think you might
could
be
have
right.
gone for Roshan then. I mean, there's no Mirana up, so that's a huge team fight hero.
Yeah, we had a Roshan standoff, kinda, and then 0Respect lost that standoff, and they also lost the tier 2 tower bottom. And tier...
But Relax didn't actually go for the Rosh afterwards.
No.
They went for the tier 2 instead. Nobody's picked up Rosh this game, which... And especially then, it was the perfect time to do it, because you can go... You know, we could overextend, we could go into the enemy base right now, but it can still turn out badly fighting there.
Batrider tried to go in for Sucklow. Maybe he still is going to be able to catch him. Yes, he is. In comes the minus armor. Is there enough damage? The arrow will definitely help out. That is going to be creating enough momentum for them to take him down, but they have to be backing off again, because if they stand around too long, there will be a dragon and there will be a... A dog, monkey, pig? What is Earthshaker right now? Because he used to be a cow, but what is he now?
He's a gorilla now.
No.
Right? What do you mean no?
Look at his ears. Gorillas don't have those kind of ears.
Yeah, well, he's a rocky gorilla.
No, he's droopy
different.
ears.
So?
No,
I don't
not a
even
gorilla.
know. I've never actually looked at a gorilla's ears. I have no idea what their ears are like. They're like pretty human-like, aren't
They're
they?
human-like, and these are dog-like.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've described him as a bit of a hobo before. Because, have you seen the hobo set for him? There's a set that makes him look like a 16th century peasant. It's well, no, it's a good set, but it's just like, you feel bad for him. He's kind of, I don't know, he's got a lot of things going on. He's kind of got a little bit of a samurai feel, if you look at it like the...
Like, I'm trying
at the
to
bottom.
see if he has... Like, if he has, like, monkey teeth or dog teeth.
He has human teeth.
Really? Because he could also have, like, fangs. It looks like he might have fangs.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he
I
has
don't know.
fangs.
He's a gorilla to
Oh,
me.
the
He's
dragon.
a gorilla to me.
Dragon definitely has fangs. And this fang is gonna go. And it gonna be an Echo Slam for Dread gonna come in as well. And I mean, they just took out Bane. It's only one hero. Maybe they can do more though, as they're actually in some trouble maybe, as the dragon will be taken down. Maybe not. Armlet toggling. He doesn't have an armlet, but with just stick charges does go down in the end. Joral will fall with him. They took down the Dragonite, paid for it with their entire team. GG, well played. Wow, that was a very bad casting point for me, but that was also just a very awkward fight for Relax to take, and that just proves how strong they are. If they can take a fight that awkward and win the fight, yeah, then it's over.
Yeah, I mean, Dragonite being focused for that amount of time, part of the issue I think maybe is the build coming out from the Lifestealer there, because he went for a Basher, and there's no ultra mobile heroes on the field, right? Which is what you generally pick it for. Maybe would have seen something like a Deso, he maybe would have been able to cut through the Dragonite just a little bit faster. Yeah. But I think overall, Relax just played the game better anyway, despite the items or anything like that.
Yeah, do you think, like, overall, like you say outplayed, but is it also, like, the draft? Because both games, 0Respect won their laning.
From the side of Relax.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think 0Respect, they've definitely proven themselves this tournament.
Yeah.
But they have a ways to go in their sort of mid to late game. Their laning stage is great. They pick heroes to capitalize on that as well. But maybe if they just take some more map control and be, ramp up the aggression from that early stage. If you're already winning, there's no reason not to go and take more fights, and they're not getting mechs as well. That's something twice now they've not gone for, which is surprising given they got a lot of early towers, and if you get early towers, then get a mech from it, because it's an easy way to get gold.
Pushing and stuff. Yeah,
but yeah, otherwise, well played for them.
Yeah, they take the 3rd place in the Yardbite Festival. That means that Relax has got a chance to redeem themselves from yesterday's fiasco, where they basically had 2 games that combined into about 5 to 30 kill score and around 30-minute game in total. If you combine both games, yes, it was that bad. So they have a chance to redeem themselves in a best of 5 against Power Rangers. And there's no date set yet for that match, so keep an eye on all the websites that you go to for check the games to make sure that you know when it's up. And yeah, well played to 0Respect, because they did have a very good run here in this tournament, and they did show themselves from a very good side. Definitely a team to keep an eye out for, and also a team that just has solid play and is fun to watch overall. That's always important on a new team, I find, if they want to create some fan base, some extra fan base. Need to be hyper aggressive, but they have active lanes, which is always something that is fun to watch. Thank you, of course, for joining me. Do you have any shoutouts and plugins before we head off?
I'll plug myself. You can go follow me, guys, if you do enjoy my casting at twitch.tv/setmygibs. That's with a double B, because I can't spell, because that's not actually how you spell jibs. But yeah, otherwise, no, I don't have any. Well, I can shout out to Ives, one of my friends who I've sort of known through casting. He's a great pro player. He's been doing some co-casting with me recently. He's very, very good at the game. Knows a lot more stuff than I do as well. So
okay, and of course follow me too on @CheeverGaming on Twitter, and you're on my Twitch channel, so I guess you know where to find me there. And yeah, make sure you tune in again some other day. I will still play some commercials, so if you want to support us that way, then you can. But if you don't, then have just a great evening, and make sure you watch some Dota elsewhere. And yeah, I'll probably be back tomorrow to play some matchmaking. Maybe tonight, but I don't know for sure. I'm at least first gonna check out some results of the games that I'm curious about. Anyways, thank you for watching, and just have a great evening. And of course, thank you for joining me as well, Cheat fans. So thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
On very, very short notice, of course, as well.
No worries about it. No worries.
Cool. So we'll be back. I won't be. Well, then have a good evening. Bye bye.